Hello, and welcome to the Odyssey Lesson 20, Odysseus's Responses to Conflict, Book 10. In the previous lesson, we read Book 9 of the Odyssey and learned more about the conflicts that the main characters are facing. We also learned how a complex character develops over the course of a text and advances the plot with his interactions with others. You were expected to complete the character motivation handout for Book 9. Today we will read Book 10 of the Odyssey. For each major episode of Book 10, describe how Odysseus's response to conflict reveals his character and advances the plot with his interactions with others. You will need your copy of the Odyssey and the character motivation handout for Book 10. Now we will read Book 10. Pay careful attention to the characters and conflicts that are occurring. Remember that Odysseus is still telling his story to the royal court. Now we will read Book 10 together. I will stop at various moments to check for your understanding and for us to discuss some plot details. We begin on page 230 at the very start of Book 10. Please turn to page 230 at this time in your copy of the Odyssey. We reach the Aeolian island next, the home of Aeolus, Hippotas' son, beloved by the gods who never die. A great floating island it was, and round it all, huge ramparts rise of indestructible bronze, and sheer rock cliffs shoot up from sea to sky. The king had sired 12 children within his halls, 6 daughters and 6 sons in the lusty prime of youth, so he gave his daughters as wives to his 6 sons. Seated beside their dear father and doting mother, with delicacies aplenty spread before them, they feast on forever. All day long the halls breathe the savor of roasted meats, and echo round to the low moan of blowing pipes. And all night long, each one by his faithful mate, they sleep under soft-piled rugs on corded bedsteads. To this city of theirs we came, their splendid palace, and Aeolus hosted me one entire month. He pressed me for news of Troy and the Argive ships and how we sailed for home. And I told him the whole long story, first to last. And then, when I begged him to send me on my way, he denied me nothing. He went about my passage. He gave me a sack, the skin of a full-grown ox, binding inside the winds that howl from every quarter, for Zeus had made that king the master of all the winds, with power to calm them down or rouse them as he pleased. Aeolus stowed the sack inside my holds, lashed so fast with a burnished silver cord, not even a slight puff could escape past that knot. Yet he set the west wind free to blow us on our way, and waft our squadron home. But his plan was bound to fail. Yes, our own reckless folly swept us out on to ruin. 9 whole days we sailed, 9 nights, non-stop. On the 10th, our own land hove into sight at last. We were so close we could see men tending fires, but now an enticing sleep came on me, bone-weary, from working the vessel's sheet myself, no let-up, never trusting the ropes to any other mate, the faster to journey back to native land. But the crews began to mutter among themselves. Sure, I was hauling troves of gold and silver home, the gifts of open-hearted Aeolus, Hippotas' son. The old story, one man glanced at another, grumbling. Look at our captain's luck, so loved by the world, so prized at every landfall, every port of call. Heaps of lovely plunder he hauls home from Troy, while we, who went through slogging just as hard, we go home empty-handed. Now this Aeolus loads him down with treasure. Favoritism, friend to friend. Hurry, let's see what loot is in that sack. How much gold and silver? Break it open, now! A fatal plan, but it won my shipmates over. They loosed the sack, and all the winds burst out, and a sudden squall struck us and swept us back to sea, wailing in tears, far from our own native land. And I woke up with a start, my spirit churning, Should I leap over the side and drown at once, or grit my teeth and bear it, stay among the living? I bore it all, held firm, hiding my face, clinging tight to the decks while heavy squalls blasted our squadron back, again to Aeolus's island, shipmates groaning hard. We're going to pause here and answer a question.